You're already doing it in some aspect, sitting there, analyzing, thinking, and trying to make sense of a situation. Last week we talked about how curiosity is so important to strategic remembering and how it helps fight the shame, the self-criticism, the self-judgment. If you haven't listened to that episode yet, I'll link it in the show notes. But today I'm going to share how I actually do it, how I sit down and reflect, and what I've found over the years works best for me at least. And I just want to share it because when I started, it was just remembering. And it was so often ending those sessions with guilt and regret and self-criticism and self-judgment and shame and all the things, or just blaming it on somebody else or blaming it on the situation. And it took a lot of reflecting and a lot of these times to get to where I am now, where these moments when I reflect, they actually help me understand myself better. They help me understand why I do the things I do, why I say the things I say, why I react to someone saying or doing something, what in me is getting triggered, what wound in me is getting scratched. Reflecting helps that, but it's not just sitting there overanalyzing and overthinking a situation. It's what I call strategic remembering. You're thinking of it, you're being intentional with your thoughts of how you're thinking about it. And it's not about blaming everybody else. It's not about blaming the situation or putting it all on the other person or on the situation and saying, because they did this, I feel this way, or I reacted that way, or if they wouldn't have done this, or this situation wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have reacted this way. We can't control what anybody else does. What they say, what they think, what they do. We can't even control how they think about us, how they see us, how they understand us, how they interpret what we say and do. We can only control how we react, what we think, what we do, what we say, how we are, how we show up in the world, no matter what's going on. We control how we show up. When you do all this, when you decide to sit and reflect and think about a situation, during the situation, while you're actually going through it, is not the time. I actually tried to do this yesterday, even though I know that's not the time to do it. I had a moment, I was still in it, but I had a moment and I tried to do it and I immediately went to blame. I immediately went to blaming it on the situation, blaming it on the other person. Because when you're in it, you're still dealing with it. Catching yourself is one thing. Catching yourself, pausing, and choosing how to react and what to do next. That's one thing. That's actually you working through the situation as you're in it. But it's not reflection. Reflecting is looking back, being able to see things from a pulled back view, seeing the whole situation as a whole, the big picture of it all. And you can't do that when you're actually still going through it, still figuring it out, trying to work through it, trying to understand it. Your emotions are heightened. It just doesn't work. It's too easy to put the blame on the situation or on the person or turn against yourself. It's just too easy. What I've learned works the best is at least 30 minutes and preferably hours, honestly. And what I like is to be able to give myself enough time to switch gears, for my mind to get off the situation. And that gives my emotions time to come back down, steady, relax a little bit, just everything sort of take a break. So then when you do come back to it and you sit and want to do the strategic remembering, the reflecting, you can come in clean, you come in fresh, and right away you can start looking at where you were, what was going on within you. It allows you to see the whole picture, the whole situation, what happened in a different view. Just that step back, that kind of TV show view where it's like you're watching a TV show, but it's of that situation. You're getting it from an outsider's view almost when you really reflect and strategically think like this. And it's all about seriously sitting with that friend within. You have that voice within you that wants the best for you, that wants more. That quiet voice that whispers to us. That's the friend within. And when we can sit with that friend and chat about this situation, it helps you work through and understand why you do the things you do, why you said what you said, why you didn't say what you held back. That friend helps work through all that. You start to understand your connection to the outside world, how you react, how you respond to the outside world, what wounds within you are getting scratched, why you get bothered by this one thing someone does all the time. Why does that bother you so much? What within you is going on? You get to understand that. So initially, when I sit down and start thinking about a situation, I just let my mind go wherever it's going to go, because it's going to pick points that are the kind of touchy points, the points that bothered you the most. It's going to go through and it's going to settle on something. And those are the points that you would normally overthink and really like scrutinize every single detail of what happened here, what happened there, how you felt, how they did you wrong, right? And so let your mind go there. It's not resisting it. We're not resisting anything. I let it go there and I settle and I think about it. All right, friend, let's talk about this. What was going on here? What was going on with us? It's focusing on you. It's focusing on how you felt, how your body felt. Were you relaxed? Were you tense? Did you feel tight? Did you feel hot or cold or tingly? Did you feel calm? Did you feel safe or unsafe? What did you have going on in your body? Where were you at in that moment? What was your mood like? Where was your mindset at? Where was your head at? Did you have something else weighing on you? This isn't to say that you were in a bad place. You could have been, no, I was happy. I was happy. Things were going great. It's just noticing. It's just making a point to say, I was actually in an amazing place. I felt great. I felt happy. Or actually, I had this other thing that was going on in this other area of life. And I was really had that weighing on my mind. I was kind of thinking about it over here when this situation happened. It's just noticing. There's nothing right or wrong. It's not good or bad. It's just recognizing where you were. Where was your place in the situation that you're thinking about? What was going on within you? How did you show up? It's just looking at, how did I show up in this situation? Is it with how I wanted to show up or not so much? And you want to look at both of these things, because when you reflect on the times when you reacted or you showed up how you wanted in a good way, it helps because when you reflect on it, you can see, okay, I was doing this. I caught myself. I was very intentional. I was in the moment. I noticed myself getting a little agitated and I caught myself. I chose different. I took that pause. I waited and I sat, I thought about it, and then I chose to react a certain way, the way I wanted to. It's all about just noticing. It's about looking at your words, your actions, your thoughts, your feelings, your intentions, your motivations. When we can look at a situation, maybe in an encounter with somebody, and we can see where maybe we had an intention. We wanted to sting, make them hurt a little bit. So we said certain things. It's not right or wrong, just noticing it. Just being aware of it. This is how you start to understand yourself. Why you say the things you do. Why you do the things you do. It's all about understanding. And I let my mind go wherever it goes. But I have a couple rules. I can never say because they did this or anything external. It always has to be what's going on within myself. I know it's really, really hard, but you have to, because again, we can't control anything else. We can only control ourselves. And so we have to look at ourselves in that situation, in that piece, no matter what somebody else does, no matter what. And I know you're thinking, yeah, but I know. You can't control all that. You can only control how you react because we have this crap going on inside of us, right? We all do. We all have stuff going on inside of us. And those are these internal wounds that I keep saying, what wound in you is getting scratched? That's what they are. It's the stuff going on. And so when somebody says something and it stings and we react to it, that's the moment. That's that internal wound getting scratched. And we got to figure that out because oftentimes we don't even realize it because we just say, because they said this. And I got pissed off. I got pissed off because they said this, they did this. But it's really something going on within us. It's our own stuff that's getting scratched. They're poking it. They're scratching it. Whether intentionally or not, we're the ones getting scratched and reacting. So if we can figure out what is that wound and understanding it, it helps. It helps lessen the scratch. It helps heal that wound because you're understanding it. And you're understanding what scratches it, what pokes at it, what irritates it. Because don't get me wrong, the outside world can do a lot of stuff and it can contribute. It can feel like it's contributing, right? They can say things, situations can happen, and it feels like if they wouldn't have done this, I would have been fine. But just remember, we can't control anything. We can only control ourselves. So I can only look at my place, how I showed up, and I can take that in. And that's what I'm trying to learn. How can I stay steady no matter what's going on in the outside world? No matter what anybody's doing or says, or what situations come about? How can I stay steady and stay with myself? Stay true to that friend within. And so that's why I spend time with her, building that relationship so she stays up front, so I don't forget her when things get tough. And so I sit with her and I get curious. If I can say, I showed up how I wanted to in that situation, I look through that. I focus on it and say, how did I show up how I wanted to? Did I catch myself? When I caught myself, what was that moment? What helped me catch myself? What helped me pause? What helped me choose differently? And then if I wish I would have done differently, I look at it just the same. Where was I at? What didn't help me catch myself? Did I even try? Did I slightly catch myself and then push it aside? Did I get ahead of myself? Did I just let my emotions run and didn't even try anything? It's all about just noticing and recognizing. But then when I say, okay, yep, I see what I did. I wish I would have done this instead. I want to go in deep there. I really want to think about it. And I replay the whole situation with me showing up how I would rather have showed up. And I play it all, detail. I let it all go, and I would have said this, I would have said that, I would have acted that, I would have been feeling this, I would have caught myself right here, I would have paused, I would have taken that breath, I would have thought through some things, I would have chose this instead of this, and I would have said this, I would have done this, I wouldn't have let this get to me, I would have noticed that that was on them, that wasn't part of me, I didn't need to take this personal. I would have stepped through all that and I would have replayed it. That's what I replay it. I replay the situation exactly how I would have preferred it to go in my side. Everything else stays the same. The outside world stays exactly the same. I'm only replaying me, how I showed up in me, how I showed up in that situation. I'm the lead actor. How did I do different in that scene? Does that make sense? And that's how I like to end those sessions. When I can reflect like that, it gives me my control back. It reminds me that I have control of me and I can do different. I can see it in my mind. I can replay it. So I know I can do it. And it gives that control back. And it stops that pinball of reacting to everything. When you can reflect and see yourself and see how you could have done different and replay it, it narrows that so you're not reacting to everything. Every situation, every moment is really an opportunity to learn more about yourself. If you take the time to look at your place in it, how you showed up in that situation. And I'm learning that I'll go through waves where every single day in the afternoon I sit and reflect on a situation that's on my mind. But then I'll go through where I'm not. And I do notice when I'm not doing that, I start becoming the pinball. But when I can reflect daily, multiple times a day sometimes, I'm more targeted onto what I'm after in life, who I'm trying to be. It keeps me on path, keeps me from all the distractions. Because all that crap, it's just distractions, guys. It's distracting you from who you're trying to be. And sometimes we do it to ourselves. We bring on the distractions. Because sometimes working towards who we want to be and where we want to go in life is scary. Okay, so here it is. Remember, after the emotion has settled, preferably if you've gotten some time to completely get your mind off of the situation, and then start with 10 minutes and strategically remembering a situation. Let your mind go wherever it settles on in the situation. Let it go there. Don't resist it, because that's where your mind wants to focus on. So go there and look into it. And let yourself go under one rule. You can't put any time in saying because this happened or because they did this or said this. It can never be because of something outside you happened. And it's hard, but that has to be the one rule. So it always has to go into being curious about yourself, understanding yourself, what within you got bothered, where were you at, where was your mindset at, what was on your mind, what was weighing on you, all that we talked about. That's where you think about that. Doesn't matter what anybody else did or said or what the situation was or anything else going on in the outside world, because we can't control that. We can only control ourselves. And by understanding ourselves, we take control back. We take the power back of ourselves. And then think about, what were you proud of? What did you do well? What helped you do that well? And then if you wish you would have done it differently, go through and replay it. Put yourself in that scene again as the lead actor, but in the way you wished you would have shown up. And play it all, details and everything. And feel it. Be there. Let your body really be in it. And imagine yourself acting the way you wanted to, saying the things you wanted to, feeling what you want to, that confidence, and being there and doing how you wished you would have shown up. Try it this week, at least once, preferably daily. Set aside 10 minutes to go chat with the friend within. Go talk through a situation with yourself. Be genuinely curious. With that one rule, you can't say because so-and-so did this or because this happened. It has nothing to do with the outside world. It's all about understanding yourself. Let me know how it goes. And until next week, You have a true friend within you. Go find it and chat with it about a situation. See you next week.